Welcome. Today, we're diving into why humans are wired to follow social norms and how to break free intelligently. Every day, we make choices about how we dress, speak, and behave, often without realizing we're simply following what society expects of us. This automatic behavior is rooted in our evolutionary need to belong. Humans have always depended on groups for survival, so fitting in became a way to stay safe and avoid exclusion. Over time, these habits feel natural and unquestioned. We rarely stop to ask ourselves why we do what we do, but conformity helps us maintain our place in the group. Let's explore how these invisible rules shape our lives and what's really happening beneath the surface. From a young age, we're taught that fitting in is important. Our brains are actually wired to prioritize belonging, and being excluded can feel like real emotional pain. When we go against social norms, our brain's threat centers light up, making us crave the approval of others, even if it means hiding our true preferences. This is why people often choose the comfort of the crowd over their own desires. Social expectations shape our behavior in subtle ways, and sometimes we don't even notice we're doing it. The need to belong is a powerful force, and it's deeply connected to our sense of safety and acceptance. Let's look at how these psychological patterns play out in everyday life. Social norms don't just influence how we act in public. They shape our choices about careers, relationships, and even how we express emotions. Expectations about what's considered successful or appropriate become deeply embedded, and over time, we may start confusing society's standards with our own values. Many people follow expected paths without ever pausing to reflect on what they truly want. These norms are shared agreements within a community, not universal truths. It's important to recognize when we're acting out of habit versus making conscious decisions. By understanding how norms influence us, we can start to separate our real values from what's simply expected. Sometimes, social norms can become a problem, especially when they override our personal desires or identity. For example, choosing a career just to gain approval, hiding your true personality, or forcing yourself into roles that don't fit can disconnect you from your real purpose. When we don't question these norms, we risk never discovering our true interests or strengths. Over-reliance on conformity can suppress individuality and even lead to a loss of identity. Harmful norms discourage authenticity and make it harder to live in alignment with who we really are. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward reclaiming your sense of self. Breaking free from social norms doesn't mean rebelling for the sake of it. Instead, it's about making conscious choices that align with your values, not just following the crowd. Intelligent independence starts with self-awareness and reflection. Ask yourself why you follow certain habits, and try to identify your own values apart from what's expected. It's okay if others don't always understand your choices. What matters is that you're moving toward authenticity. Take small steps and surround yourself with supportive people who encourage your growth. Over time, these changes help you build a life that's true to who you are. Humans need both individuality and a sense of belonging. Social norms can provide structure, respect, and safety, but they can also limit growth if followed blindly. The real goal is to find balance, being true to yourself while still contributing positively to your community. You don't have to reject every norm. Instead, question the ones that hold you back and embrace those that support kindness and order. A balanced identity supports confidence, self-expression, and healthy relationships. By understanding which norms serve you and which don't, you can create a life that honors both your uniqueness and your connections. Sum up, humans are wired to follow social norms because our brains crave connection and safety. But by understanding these influences, you gain the power to make intentional choices. You don't have to break every rule to be authentic. Just think for yourself and let your decisions reflect your true values. When you do, you'll find greater confidence, purpose, and authenticity. Remember, norms can guide you, but they shouldn't define you. Thank you for joining this exploration. If you found this helpful, feel free to revisit or explore more topics like this. See you in the next video.